Racing stables at Kingsclere date all the way back to 1865. The Park House stables has been the source of many a great winner, including the legendary Mill Reef and the exhilarating Loch Song. Andrew Balding took over the reins from his father Ian 11 years ago and always has his eye on adding another glorious Goodwood winner's name to the record books.
I think it's a focal point of our summer season, really, or one of them, and to get a winner at Goodwood is always, a mark of the fact that you're having a good season.
It's a specialised track, isn't it? In a way, a lot of horses don't seem to act around that. Do you know what it is? What do you have that helps?
You need a well-balanced horse. I haven't had the same level of success as my father had at the track, but having said that, the big meeting has always been quite good to us. So I think you need a well-balanced horse, a horse that has got a good turn of foot, and you need at times a little bit of luck, but you certainly need a jockey who knows what he's doing around there.
The jockey really needs to be in the right position, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I think it's a challenging track for the jockeys, and that's what makes it so exciting.
And how many horses would you be hopeful to have going in there this year?
We'd probably have between 10 and 12. Little bit ground dependent, but that's another great thing about Goodwood is usually, even in the height of summer, they can provide decent safe ground.
And in a race such as the Lennox, would you be happy to go on with more than one horse?
Possibly. I think if the ground isn't too quick, I think Here Comes When is our number one for the race. He's a high quality horse, and I think it would suit him really well. So we're just hoping that the ground will be right for him to run there.
The easily to pronounce Intransigent's another possibility to go there.
Yeah, he is. He'd probably be more likely to go back to Chester for the Queen's Ferry. So he's got other options.
Horses like Van Persie, though, that they've already done well for you.
Absolutely, he's won twice this year. He won a 30 grand handicap at Newmarket 2 starts ago, had an awful draw in the Northumberland Plate, so we can rule that one out, and I'd like to think that he could end up going to Goodwood with a great chance.
And he'd probably go for the Summer Stakes?
The Summer Stakes is very much his target. It's a very valuable handicap, and he's just the right type to run a big race in it.
When we come to events like this, there's always one horse or two horses people want to focus on. Scotland was one of those that everybody was looking at today, and he'd be looking to go for the Gordon.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm hoping he might develop into a Ledger horse later in the year. So the Gordon Stakes has always been a great trial for the Ledger. So that's where he'll be targeted. And he obviously ran a wonderful race at Ascot and stayed on well. And I would have thought Goodwood would be the right sort of track for him as well.
And horses like Whiplash Willie, who's been off a while, we saw him swimming this morning, getting back into the swing of things. How careful do you have to be with a horse like that to make sure he's just right for the track?
Well, he's been a real challenge to train, obviously, but I think touchwood we're over the worst of it. And he's obviously come back to 2 terrific runs this year, and he's a high class stayer on his day. He's won at Glorious Goodwood before, so the track isn't a problem. Just hope the ground isn't too quick.
I'm sure there'll be watering. It doesn't seem to be a lot of rain coming down. We've had sharp showers, but not too much rain in Goodwood. So.
No, and I think we've got a really good grass cover this year, so I'm hoping it'll be safe for him anyway.
Obviously, Goodwood's got many memories here with the yard. Good old Loch Song. I remember watching her scoot home under Frankie many years ago, and the history around.
Absolutely, and I think one of the great races at Goodwood was Selkirk against Marling, and although Selkirk got beat, it's one that really sticks out in the memory. So hopefully we can keep providing something to contribute to the history at Goodwood.
Does your father put you under a little bit of nice pressure to keep bringing those winners home?
Absolutely, yeah, always under pressure.
That's what you thrive on, though, I imagine.
Yeah, well, you've got to give yourself a little bit of pressure, else if you're going to get anywhere.
And does it make a difference that you grew up here, that you're very familiar with everything? You're not moving into a yard that you have to sort of make your own. Everything that you had as a child is still here.
Oh, for sure. I think that's I used to ride on the gallops, and I know them inside out. So no, that's a big help.
Both Andrew and before him his father Ian have become synonymous with producing a succession of top quality apprentice jockeys, from Ernie Johnson, John Mathias, Martin Dwyer, William Buick and David Probert to the current man of the moment, Oisin Murphy.
Yeah, I suppose it's well documented, and obviously there's always competition for places. There's always plenty of apprentices around, and I think that competition helps you to improve. And the boss is a very good mentor, and the governor was in the past as well, and their record speaks for itself. But you know, they were very good to me. They've given me a lot of opportunity, and thankfully I've repaid a little bit of that. My first ride, and I had 8 stone on it, so I took 7 off 8.7, so
Wow.
which was a little bit of a struggle back then. It was a bit chubby, and yeah, I was very nervous. I suppose I had plenty of pony racing experience from Ireland, and that definitely helped. And
It's not the same, is it?
no, and I was tailed off very early, so
Right.
so
Good experience.
Yeah,
then.
so when I was pushing 30 lengths behind, I think the nerves had definitely settled.
I
by
don't
then.
think you want to win your first race. It's downhill from there on in, isn't it?
For sure, it took me 14 rides, which was long enough. But
It's not too bad though, is it? Really?
I don't know. It's
You guys just love to win, though, don't you, jockeys?
that's it. I think the longer it goes on, the more unsettled you become, and it's great to get the first one out of the way.
And we'll be back to chat some more to Oisin in a few weeks' time on UK Track Talk.